So I have an old tank here from a Briggs and Stratton 5 horsepower. This is a 1974 tank. I've refinished kind of the outside, but the inside still has some rust on it. And I've done in some other videos where I actually split the tank because I had to rebuild the little reservoir cup in there. This one, the reservoir cup was pretty good. It did have a little hole in it, so I used a little bit of this tank sealer here to seal it up, and that did really well. But the bottom of the tank still isn't what I want, so I'm going to kind of refresh it. And what I did, I just poured out all the gas. I'll use my little scope here to show you the inside of the tank, and I'll wash it out. Then I'll put in this this concrete metal prep, which is actually just an acid that kind of eats the rust, along with some BBs, and agitate the bottom for 20-30 minutes, and then again wash it out again, let it dry, and then I'll use this tank sealer, KBS tank sealer, to seal mainly the bottom of the tank, maybe a little bit of the sides, but the bottom is where it's really bad. Like I said, I've already sealed up the cup here, and you can actually see it looks pretty good. It's clean and shiny and everything, but the bottom of the tank, there is some rust down there. I don't think I can get I'll try to get a light in there. Anyway, you can see a little bit of rust in there. So it's got gasoline residue in it now. I'm going to wash that out and then put in the concrete and metal prep with the BBs, agitate it. I'll try to scope it for each one of these. Peace.
So this is a scope of the tank before any treatment at all. So you can see it just has some surface rust. It's really not too bad. I've actually ran the lawnmower with this in there, but wanted to clean it up and make it better. Also in this part of the video, you'll see that there is the cup, the little reservoir cup that the Jet carburetor pulls from. I had already treated it because it actually had holes in it and it couldn't hold gas. So, and there's a little bit of extra of the tank sealer, at the bottom of that. It's not perfect, but it certainly serves the purpose. So this is the tank after the metal prep, and I put about a half a cup of that in there with some BBs, and I agitated it, for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I'd let it rest a little bit and turn it on its side, put the top on, seal up the holes, and just really give it a good shake. Let that acid do its job in neutralizing the acid, and then wash it out really good. You don't want to leave it in there too long, or it'll start burning holes in the tank. This video here shows that I put in about 2 ounces. I end up buying an 8-ounce can of the tank sealer, and I only use about a quarter of it. So that'd be 2 ounces for this 1-gallon Briggs and Stratton tank. Pour it in there, and then I ended up putting a little plastic over the hole, or the cap, and then screw the cap on, and then I seal up the other 2 holes with some tape, and I give it a good shake around, or not shake, I roll the tank so that it spreads the sealer all the way around the tank. You kind of want to let it dry. So, what would be best is keep rotating it for, I don't know, 30 minutes, and just keep rotating it and rotating it, and trying to get the tank sealer to dry on all the different surfaces that have rust, and seal them up really good. And I did a pretty good job here. And then at the end, we'll drain everything out of it, all the excess. And the next video will show what it's like after. This is the tank now the next day after the tank sealer has been swirled around and I let it dry. One thing to keep in mind, even after you've drained all the tank sealer out of it, there will still be some that flows around. So however you leave your tank, go ahead and think that gravity is going to pull any excess to that corner or to that edge. So park your tank overnight in a place where, like upside down, for instance, so that any excess tank sealer will end up pooling on the top of the tank or somewhere where it doesn't affect you that much. But all in all, I wish I would have swirled it higher. Wish I would have swirled it longer, let that tank sealer dry on some of those higher portions of the tank. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good job.